see what I can do to bring you in a little closer. So, friends, just in case you weren't here like a month ago when I started this, I am making curtains. And I've never made curtains before. They are part of a challenge for the Online Weavers Guild. And as the darling Kathy Russ likes to remind me, is that when I set a challenge, I should do the challenge. So, see, I kind of love that the Online Weavers Guild lets me get away with nothing. They're like, and what about you, Chris? Okay, all right, okay, I got it. So yes, the challenge for this quarter for the Online Weavers Guild is to create something, an item that you've always wanted to, but never have. And I have always wanted to make curtains. I think it was Connie who was talking about curtains many moons ago, and it reminded me that I've always wanted to make curtains. So it was on the brain. It was fresh on the brain. I thought, this is my time. This is my time. I'm going to make curtains. Plus, because we had the Online Weavers Guild, or sorry, what's the word? October Weave Along. That's the word. And the theme was lace. I thought, well, that seems like kismet. I'm going to do some lace in a fabric for curtains for the challenge. That seems like all the stars and moons aligned for this project right here. Now, let me tell you a couple things. First of all, I just put on some yardage. We have multiple windows in the basement. That's where the curtains are going to go. I don't know how far it's going to take me. I think technically there's 4 windows, and they're like short squat windows. They're 3 feet tall, maybe 36 inches tall. So not real tiny, but they're, anyways, we have 4 of them. I don't think there's enough fabric on here to do all 4. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I'll do the one in my room and I'll figure out something else for the others. I mean, they have curtains on them, but they're very old and they're starting to fall apart. And you know how that happens over time. So I decided I'm going to make the curtains. I just put on some yardage. I spread things out a lot because I want it to be very kind of loosey-goosey, very drapey, if you will. I'm using an 8/4 cotton, using these little nuggets right there. It's my favorite. And I have them spaced at 8 ends per inch. However, caveat, asterisk, because I am doing a Danish medallion hand manipulated lace, I have done a set of 8 warp yarns, and then I've skipped a dent, and then a set of 8 warp yarns and skipped a dent. I'll bring you in really close so you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. So, can you see this then? I did a set of 8, and then I left a space here because as I am making the actual medallions, that's where I have to get my little crochet hook in there to catch it, to make the little medallion piece. So if you can imagine, to set it at 8 ends per inch is pretty far apart to start with. Plus I've got space in there. So I am also, when I go to tighten up the weft yarns, barely touching it. I mean, I'm kind of just using the weight of the beater bar to kind of put it in place. There's no squeezing, smashing. I'm not putting any kind of weight into it because I want it to be loose. I want it ultimately to be airy, as curtains might be. So here's been my kind of sequence for the kind of as I'm putting in the weft yarns, is that I'll do 5 inches of just a solid, this section right here of plain weave. By the way, it's all plain weave. To do Danish medallions, plain weave, easy, straight draw, no big whoop. So I do about 5 inches of this kind of just plain weave section, and then I do 5 rows of the Danish medallions. And turns out the height of each one is about 1 inch. So it's about a 1-to-1 relationship as I go through it. So that is the curtain plan. Now, what's interesting is that I think it was Liz who asked if I was going to plan on doing any kind of wet finishing. If I do, it'll have to be like very, very gentle, very, very gentle. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about the whole wet finishing. There's just a lot of space in there, and I don't want it to be like shoop. And all of a sudden, I went from having lacy curtains to, like a hot pad. I don't want that to happen. So we'll see. I'm going to make a judgment call when I get to the end. Here's the other interesting question that one of you asked, which I thought was brilliant. They asked, how was I going to hang them? Do I hang them like this so the rows go this way, or do I turn it on its side and hang it the other way? Isn't that a cool idea? I don't quite know that it's like, if I did it this way, I don't think it's really going to quite cover the window. I don't think I didn't quite plan for it that way. I planned to have the what's called the sleeve for the rod at the top, and then have it kind of fall this way. We'll see. There's a lot of questions. So if you have opinions, if you have 2 cents, chime in and let me know. Lori, if you love Danish Medallions, like and subscribe. Even if you don't, friends, that'd be love. That'd be lovely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Carol says it could be curtains to handkerchiefs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so let me do some so that you can see what this looks like. All right, so as you are doing Danish Medallions, by the way, check it out. Do you see I'm using my fancy little surf shuttle from Fiber Artist Supply. Oh, I don't think I have their, wait, hold please. Oh, I do. Oh, look, I still have the little QR code for Fiber Artist Supply. Fun. Okay, so Timothy Hale was on a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and talking about his brand new surf shuttle. Friends, this is his answer to a cross between a stick shuttle and a boat shuttle. It's so fun. It is so fun and not crazy expensive, truly. So this has been a great application for this. It's just been a lot of fun. So let me show you what happens. So here is the idea. I'll get close to set the scene. So the idea is that we're going to make these little outlines for each medallion. So you have to have a bottom of the outline. And then for me, in this case, I'm doing 8 very loose rows of the weft yarn, which is just this kind of pale blue right there, weft for it. And then that's when you come in with your stick shuttle that has to kind of manipulate, and you're going to make the little medallion, those little ovals. So hopefully that kind of sets the scene. Let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. You can see that, right? Okay, so here we go. By the way, you do Danish medallions with an open shed. You don't do it with closed. You have to have everybody open. But, straight draw, every other, all good. So I'm going to take my stick shuttle. I'm going to pull it through. Here's where having that break that I skipped a dent helps, because I can identify easily where I need to go. So this is my first little grouping right there. I'm going to come around. By the way, I am just leaving big old loops here on the end. We'll see. If it's a pain in the butt, I could anchor them down I could take another something and anchor it. But for now, it's fine. The whole thing is so loosey-goosey. I'm not too worried about all that. All right, so bring it through. Let me grab my crochet hook. Yep. So the idea then is that I want to attach this top part of the oval to the bottom part of the oval. That's kind of the idea. We're going to cinch it into place. So I'm going to come down below here. You can't see it really closely. I've got a really good episode, friends, if you are curious, where I really zoom in close. But you basically then make a loop, bring it up like this, and take your stick shuttle, take it right through like that. And then you've got a little, that's where your little cinch happens. See the, oh, can you see that? There we go. That's what we just did, right there, the little piece. And I'm guessing you can kind of make it as tight or as loose and casual as you want. But then, go through the next one. Now, here's what's interesting. As I was planning for this project, I originally thought that I was going to use a smaller yarn, because I was thinking, oh, if I want it to be, lightweight, kind of lacy, I need a small yarn for that. And then I realized how long it was going to take me. I was like, oh, wait, but if I use an 8-2, that's going to be twice as many per, to thread the whole thing, to do each little medallion. I was like, oh, no, thank you, friends. I am just going to take my big old chunky 8-4 and I am going to run with it from there, because it's hand manipulated. So, it's slower anyways. And I was like, well, we need to finish this before we need to finish this in the next 10 years. That needs to be the thing. And what's interesting is that I didn't know how I would like this, having all the, stop and move things around by hand. Because me, I'm typically just a get in there and make some fabric kind of girl. And I gotta say, I really enjoy it. There's something really meditative about it. And I think it harkens back to my cross stitch days. I loved me some cross stitch. And I think it's just that there's something about that kind of stop, move the yarns around. Yeah, lean in. Anyway, so yes. So that is, see it? We just did that. So nice. Isn't that fun? It's been really fun. If you guys haven't had a chance to try Danish medallions or some kind of hand manipulated lace, I enjoy it. I realize it's not gonna be for everybody, but yeah. See, Jennifer found this brilliant. She says it looks so